Greetings and welcome to segment 2 of this Monday edition of the Soule of Wisdom, the first of 2022. Thank you for tuning in. I am Dan. It is nice to have you here for yet another segment today. Before we get into stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about John Madden, but before we do, please do take a moment and like and subscribe and share. And if you're on the podcast side, please do subscribe there. Leave a review if the podcast platform of your choice allows for it. These things do help us get out in front of more and more people. The channel continues to grow every day, but it will grow faster with your help, so we appreciate that if you would hook us up. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. Let's talk a little bit about Madden. If you aren't aware, over the holidays, John Madden, the former Raiders coach, the longtime broadcaster for the NFL, did pass away. And he's obviously known predominantly to the up-and-coming generations as the guy behind the Madden video game series. So let's discuss a story that I found regarding him that's just a little bit disturbing. Well, it's not disturbing because of him. It's disturbing because of the idiot who just was being an idiot, I guess. Okay, if you are visually gifted watching on YouTube or Rumble, please do play along. Texas professor claims Madden NFL games dehumanized black athletes. All right, let's see how this goes here. The article reads, the Madden NFL video game franchise promoted by legendary NFL coach John Madden dehumanized black athletes and helped create a digital plantation, a college professor claimed this week. Andrew McGregor, who teaches history at Dallas College in Texas, further claimed that Madden profited off of black athletic labor and glamorized the violence inherent in the game. Since posting the comments Tuesday, the same day Madden died at age 85, the professor, who is white, has locked his Twitter account, according to the Washington Examiner. But several of the posts were saved by social media users, some of whom reacted to the remarks. I have a lot of opinions on John Madden, McGregor wrote in one post. The creation of the Madden video game was not a great development for the U.S. It further glamorized violence and dehumanized black athletes, helping to establish plantation cosplay that has grown worse in the era of fantasy football. In another, he wrote, it glamorizes athletes using their name for profits while encouraging fans to disregard the humanity. Madden has built a digital plantation. Madden, who first became known to NFL fans as the young coach of the Oakland Raiders, then spent 3 decades as a broadcaster, was long known for drawing media attention to less publicized football players such as offensive and defensive linemen whose contributions were often overlooked versus those in the glamour positions such as running back and quarterback. In addition, his Raiders teams in the late 60s and 70s featured many African Americans among the star players such as Gene Upsaw, Art Shell, Cliff Branch, Jack Tatum, with several going into the Hall of Fame. These are all very true. Twitter users noted that McGregor previously posted about Madden NFL games in 2017, appearing to enjoy playing them. He said at the time, the fake kneel down is the exact kind of play I would have used against my brother in Madden, McGregor wrote. It would have perfectly complemented my fake punt offense. Okay. And then there's a little thing at the end from the Dallas College that the professor's views are not necessarily theirs. I want very much to talk about cool, positive things on this channel, and I'm hoping in 2022 I can find more and more of an opportunity to do that. But unfortunately, some of the lunacy that comes up just has to be brought up. This guy, I'm sorry, he's crazy. First of all, John Madden, they were right what they said in the article, by the way, about how he was always very careful to point out some of what's going on in those kind of, not as impressive positions, the grunt work, if you will. He was, you have to be old enough to have listened to him back in the day. I am. he talked all the time about what was going on the offense and defensive lines. That article was absolutely right, and calling out some of the hard work that these players have to put in. Madden, by any account, had no racist bone in his body. He was always a fair broadcaster and always fun. And what was always impressive to me about John Madden was that he just always came across like one of the guys. You know, here's a dude who reached the pinnacle of NFL coaching, and then he went into broadcasting and became probably the best ever at that. But he was just kind of like an everyman in a lot of ways in how he communicated. So it's interesting to me that this professor, especially on the date of Madden's passing, would choose to go after him in this manner, calling out the Madden video games as some kind of digital plantation. I find this interesting because, first off, the athletes themselves always regarded the game as an honor. They all enjoyed being featured in it. They still enjoy being featured in it. The one who makes it on the Madden cover, that's like a high honor to any of them. And, you know, I don't think you'd find anybody who regrets having been on the Madden cover. It was a huge thing, and it'll continue to be a huge thing because it's not like the video game's going to go away. If you watch any of the pregame stuff for years now, so often they would have segments where they would have some of the athletes sitting there and playing the Madden game. And they'd be highlighting themselves, going, oh, look at that play I just made. And it's their player in the game doing the thing. So I don't think the players have a problem with the Madden game at all. I don't think they regard it as a digital plantation. But this does say something to me about the state of our education system for sure. It is troubling to me that we would choose to send our kids to some of these universities at this point. Your children are seeing more and more professors like this each and every day. I saw them back when I was in school, and that was forever ago. It was starting to creep in, where you'd have these guys out there with just these lunatic ideas that just made no sense and didn't match up with reality. And you know, we're paying tens of thousands of dollars a year to send our children off to colleges and universities like these to meet people like these who do nothing but throw out these crazy ideas. Now, I'm not bagging on the idea of a higher education per se. I'm not saying there aren't good professors out there, but I am saying that I think you need to be very aware of what your children are learning and what they're seeing in these colleges and universities. Because I'm reading more and more stories and seeing more and more tweets and everything else from professors like this guy who just isn't with reality. You know, this is not a digital plantation. It's a damn video game. And people enjoy playing it. The players enjoy being in it. Everybody's happy. So, dear Mr. McGregor, do the world a favor and shut up. Because what you're saying has no roots in reality whatsoever. And hopefully, if your child goes to Dallas College, they don't have to take a class from this particular teacher. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Next segment is in 3 hours. Please do take a moment to like this video, subscribe if you're not already, and please do consider sharing it on your social media so others can find it. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you all at the next video.